Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Lesson 8 in Unit 4. This lesson is called Tax and Tip. It's about multi-step percent problem. In this lesson, students will apply what they've learned in the first section of the unit to solve multi-step percent problems in a common context. Today we'll learn about a real-world thing that contacts every American, and that's sales tax and tip. Okay, there's a big learning goal in this lesson to calculate the original amount, the new amount, or the percent of change in the context of sales tax and tip. Will include situations that involve multiple percent of increase or decrease in the same problem. It's about to get wild up in here. This particular lesson addresses 3 state standards. They're all right here on the screen. There's no need to sit here and read them all to you. And here's what we'll do. So in this video, we'll look at the warm-up. The purpose of the warm-up is to introduce you to the concept of sales tax. And then we'll look at activity 1 called tax and tip. In activity 1, you'll apply what you've learned to calculate the total amount in situations that involve multiple percent increases or decreases. In addition, you'll write expressions to represent both sales tax and tip. Let's get started with the lesson. Your teacher will have assigned this lesson to you. This lesson is called tax and tip, like I said. Here's the warm-up. There's this place called the Des Cafe. There's some customers that are reporting problems with the receipts. Your job is to click on some items to see what's going on. For instance, to click on soup, it brings up that receipt. That one looks pretty normal. But click on the tea receipt. That one looks pretty normal too. But click on the donut receipt. You're like, wait, something's blurred out there. Something's wrong with the receipt machine. What in the world is going on? That's not good, guys, if we got something wrong with the percent machine. That's slide 1. Here's why on slide 2. On slide 2, you learn there's only 2 receipts that printed out correctly, the soup receipt and the tea receipt. Unfortunately, there's this thing called sales tax. And with sales tax, that means that a price gets added to what you originally pay. Something gets added to what you originally pay. It's ultimately a good thing because it helps us pay for things like roads and schools and things like that. But it's kind of annoying. So this tax is this extra price that is paid on this original value of tea, this extra price that is paid on this original value of soup. Okay, and it's based on percentages. So what you can do is you can find the percent of the sales tax by figuring out what percent 35 cents is of $5 or what percent 7 cents is of $1. Your job there on slide 2 is to try to figure out what you think the sales tax percentage is based on what percentage you think 35 cents is of $5, etc. And then you'll type an answer here in this box. Once you click submit, it'll ask you to explain there on slide number 2. Go ahead and give slide number 2 a shot, and then come on back over here to Edpuzzle. Awesome job. On Edpuzzle, it told you whether or not you were right or wrong. It also left some feedback for that particular slide. So please make sure to look through that feedback if you haven't already done so. Let's move on to slide number 3. On slide number 3, you're told for sure the sales tax rate is 7%. And you'll be asked to determine the remaining values for these receipts. So on this slide, your job is to figure out what you think the sales tax is for this donut based on its original price, and what the sales tax is for the sandwich based on its original price. I kept saying price. I said it twice. That rhymed. Oh my gosh, I hope I don't have lice. Oh no. Then you'll find the total. The total can be given in that box right there, and you can use the first 2 good receipts as a guide for how you should figure out the total. What you'll do is you'll add. That's how tax works. So that's your job. Fill out that table when we come back here to Edpuzzle. Awesome job on slide 3, guys. Fabulous job. Now, here's where the math comes in. Some more math for you, okay? At this beautiful place called the Des Cafe, they got a new cash register. This is true. Your job is to write expressions that the cash register can use. Remember, the cash register is a machine, a robot. It needs some variable expressions there to help it run better. So your job is to try to write expressions the cash register can use to determine the tax and total for any item. In this square right here, in this part of the table, I want you to write an expression for how to find the tax. Think about what is done to this cost number to get this tax number. Be sure to use the variable C that represents cost in your expression. Okay? Then, in the next one, the next part of the chart, you'll be asked to actually write an expression for how to find the total. It could use your expression for the tax, right? Think about what happens with the tax and the total and the original value to get the total. What kind of math do they do there to do that? That's slide 4. We're going to work on slide 4 and then come back to Ed Puzzle. Awesome job. Awesome job. Slide 5 is similar. There's a new vocabulary word here in slide 5. This new vocabulary word is called tip. You and your parents or your friends might have been to a restaurant before, pre-pandemic, and when you went to that restaurant, you might have left a tip for the waiter. A tip is a voluntary amount that is left by a person in exchange for a service. So if someone does your hair or your nails or serves you food at a restaurant, a lot of times you'll leave that person a tip. Some restaurants are kind of greedy, and so they'll add the 18% tip to the bill automatically. 18% is just a number that some restaurants tend to choose. You can tip really any percentage, but 18% is a good solid one. Okay. So sometimes restaurants actually add that to your bill, and there's really nothing you can do about it sometimes. That's what happens right here. They'll take the total after tax. This is the after tax total. They'll take that and they'll actually add more money to it, the tip, and they'll make you pay that too. Okay. All of that is expressed here in this table so far. Your job is to try to write an expression that can be used to find the tip with t as your variable, and then to find the total with t as your variable. So that's there on slide 5. Try to fill out the rest of that table with expressions. You can complete the table with expressions there on the bottom of the chart. That's slide 5. Go work on slide 5 and then come back to Ed Puzzle. Awesome job. On slide 6, you're offered a 20% off coupon. Okay, so your job will be to try to figure out how to take 20% off of the original cost of 15. You're trying to take 20% off. You'll find a new total. Remember, 20% off is like a subtraction. It's called a discount, and then you'll actually find the tax and add it. That's how it works in the real world. When you get a coupon, they take 20% off of the amount before the tax. That way, they don't take too much off your bill. They still want you to pay a little bit, right? So they'll find the discount before they add the tax to it. That's how it works in the real world. And that's what we'll try to do on this slide. Slide number 6, go work on it and come back. Good job. Slide number 7 is a practice problem. Your job will be to find the total with tax and tip, kind of similarly to the last problem, only this time you're adding tax and tip. Nothing's getting subtracted. You're adding tax and tip. Work on that one. Come back to Ed Puzzle. Great job. Slide 8 is an extension slide. Your teacher may or may not ask you to complete this slide, so that's up to them. This is similar to the last one. It's just going to have a coupon and then add some tax. Finally, slides 9 and 10 are your synthesis and cooldown slides. In these videos that I make, I will not be going over the synthesis and cooldown slides. That'll be up for you and your teacher to figure out how you want to go over those in class. So good job watching this video. Again, this has been lesson 8 called Tax and Tip from Unit 4. Thank you so much for your attention. Have a great day, guys. Go Orange County Schools. Go America. Good job. Bye-bye.